Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Ridley's video blog. I made a promise. I'm keeping my promise as usual. A lot of you peeps have emailed me asking me about just doing the straight up preppers list. They actually said they enjoyed yesterday's 8-hour podcast, the Rita show, on the grounds that they learned about fly fishing. A couple people emailed me about different brands, and it's all in your what you can afford. All right, so without further ado, today's discussion is going to be about the preppers list. I'm going to give you a disclosure. Anything you basically click on add to cart from my list goes to me, so don't do that. Right click and then look at the item and then add it to your own cart. You see, I did a disclaimer. I put that in there for all of you so you guys can get straight to what we're doing. Now so my first thing this morning I'm going to do, sorry, I'm talking to you for a minute, is I'm going to explain to you the list. Some of it's sold out, some of it isn't. It just depends on what you need, okay? And I'm going to explain some of the items too, but I'm going to try to get this video done as fast as possible. So first, I'm going to go and add the preppers list, if you haven't seen it, to the live chat. And if you want to go with me this morning, come with me on this nice little adventure, we will go directly to it. But to make it worth your while, I will be increasing this to at least 200%. All right, so 200%. I will be doing screen share this morning, and I have added various items. Some of it you probably are curious about, some of it isn't. So this is Coffee Time with Rita, and this is going to be a video directly about the preppers list. Be warned, though, because the cost of pricing and inflation, pricing is fluctuating up and down. So prices fluctuating up and down. Please excuse me. I just want to check something before we start. Actually, you know what? I can do that from here, so it'd be easier. So some of the prices are fluctuating up and down. A lot of people have asked me. A lot of people have told me. A lot of people have had stuff. And that, hearing that we, the preppers, are morons. We're the ones raising the pricing. And that's why 20% of the Americans can't buy quote unquote groceries or buy a Christmas present, because we, the preppers, raised our pricing on our thing. So let's get to it, shall we? Yeah, a lot of you preppers out there are going to say. So I'm using screen share this morning because it's easier to get it done this way than just read it off to you and you taking notes. So all right, so the preppers list. Let me see if it's set first. There we go. First up is a freezer, all right? A freezer is a must. That's a small enough freezer for most people they can afford. I mean, it is a little expensive. You can find cheaper. I just chose that because of the color. So if anyone wants to do that, highly recommend it. Sorry. This morning, I got the heater turned on finally. Man, it's freaking freezing this morning. Currently, it's 29 and cloudy. So, you guys got that idea on the list. I will stop from time to time and talk about the item so it gives you a chance to add to it. The newest item I added on the list is the Laundry Alternative Wonder Wash. Now, say you have a couple, 3, 4, 10, 20 gallons of laundry soap, but there's a power outage. That'll wash your clothes 5 to 10 pounds of laundry at a time, and then you line dry it. Yeah, so something that a lot of preppers don't know about. So, yeah, Chloe's talking about doing that, so she does laundry every day and then line dries it. It can only take a bath like 3 to 5 days, maybe sometimes 7. So, anyways, the next up is a battery-operated tea lights. This is an affordable price because, do you want to basically try to find the little tea lights that might burn an hour to 4 hours? Moderator Higgins claims that the tea lights are literally going for 4 hours at a time. He's got 1,000 of them. Good for Higgins, but in a house, I wouldn't trust using it that small. I would go with a lantern or something else. So the tea lights would be your best bet. It's also got a remote control, just to think about for you preppers. So The next up is the gag gift here. Higgins recommended, again, home lights, tea lights. So there you go. The tea lights are something you can use. I wouldn't recommend it, but that item there, it's sold out. So if you go down the list, a bulk of 1, 2, 3, and 400. This is a 100 pack that is actually in stock. So again, it's all depends on what you want. So tea lights, all right. Yeah, so write that down. The next one is simple. I'll speed some of this up. The next one is the battery organizer. Have you ever seen one of these? Mama Fanny, also known as Fanny Urban Homesteader, who's on my featured channel list. I only have 5 on my feature. You have to be pretty good to get there that list. Literally turned around and yeah, literally was recommending one of those. And to me, what's funny about Mama, I love Mama Fanny. I'm glad I saw her yesterday. What's funny about this, she calls me crabby, actually. Maybe I am becoming an old curmudgeon. So, anyways, let's not talk much about my moderating, but she recommended. The problem is I don't use AAA batteries that much, and I surely don't use C's and D's that much unless I need it for a certain project. Then I would. So, but hopefully, that will be an idea for you. The rest of these battery cases I will skip over because, okay, so the next up, powdered milk. As you can see, they're both in stock. One's $17, one up in price. The other one's $22.95 with Smith. So I don't have to tell you time and time again about powdered milk. Yeah, powdered milk is a must. If power goes out, so Higgins asked me, what's it taste like? Let's just say powdered milk, even mixed out properly in every detail, no lumps, no powder on the bottom, dissolves properly, still kind of tastes not like milk. In my opinion, it tastes different. But for some of you out there, if you use milk for your coffee, you can always check. You can also let your coffee cool, and use a dry dairy creamer, a non-dairy creamer, something that It just depends on how grouchy you are. So, the next up is various solar power battery banks like this. So, battery solar charger here. That is literally a battery bank, highly recommended for charging your phones and other things. So, there's various colors. You can see the price is very good, but in an SHTF situation, the question is, will you want to use these, which I only use mine on Wi-Fi, or do you want to do something else? And a lot of people have asked me time and time again for communications, what do you do? Well, there's 2 ways of doing it. One is you can get the flip phones, which cell towers might be out, or 2, you might need a satellite phone. But for this could charge your phone. But even if you get full charge on your phone, the true question is, in an SHTF situation, is what's going to happen for your the rest of the your communications. I mean, a satellite phone could work, but what if the satellites are knocked out? What if your cell towers around the world, or whatever, US, whatever, the US SHTF towers are down? No one is going to be able to call. So another thing that's really affordable is this. You need to buy a solar panel, but that's a bigger solar generator, which is highly recommended for you preppers out there. For you preppers out there, the solar generators like that one, there's a whole bunch on the preppers list. I just threw in several for you guys to see, various prices, various colors, various models. Those ones are pretty much I would use in a SHTF situation for apartments, not for anything but apartments. You see, So, anyways, and those are so quiet, as long as they're sitting out on a lawn chair outside on a sunny day in an SHTF armed to the teeth, you can literally have those charging up directly. So, solar power, solar portable power solar station with lithium battery would be perfect for you. There are various prices. You can see they're on the list here, so we don't have to keep going. I've explained it. This one's got pure sine wave, so basically this one's a little more, but it's for laptops. So, laptop and desktop stuff, so it doesn't burn it out, so you can charge them and stuff. So that one there is the same brand, Jackery. The next up is an interesting model, actually. It is the butane. Now you guys can see the butane is $34, right? Butane is not bad if you're gonna buy 12 cans at Storm somewhere. My apartment manager, she's one of those that you better have a reason to be storing butane, but in an emergency situation, it's fine. The reason for it is it's $49.99 for a butane one burner stove. So with a 4-pack of butane. This is one of the items that you should have already on hand for prepping and cooking. Without cooking, you can't make coffee. Without coffee, now this is in case a power outage happens, like windstorms, solar storms, etc. Unfortunately, we don't guarantee what's going to happen in the future. All I can tell you is so, anyways, let's continue, shall we? I keep getting distracted. I want to get this done eventually. So, next one is various cookies. Now, one of the things is a lot of people say, well, those holiday stocking stuffers, those are really good if you want the 12-pack holiday stocking stuffers. Unfortunately, trying to shop for Zoe's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. She doesn't tell you what she wants. She wants some fridge magnet. You gotta have more than a fridge magnet. You want cookies, you want candy, you want. Now, eventually, I will be doing a straight video, by the way, about Christmas prepping yet again. This time, it's going to be a thorough depth. But you see these prices, it's what you want to pay. I mean, you want to pay $18 or $51 for cookies, or even $45? No, I wouldn't. I would turn around and get the legendary Royal Danish cookies. Yeah. The Royal Danish cookies come in tins. Now this one's usually $6. The bottom one it's $11.86, but I don't need to go into details the whole time for prepping. But when you get done using the tin, you can always use the tin as a storage can. I mean, literally, there's so much you can think about, and to me, it is well worth paying the money for the cookies, So. Shall we continue? Yes, we shall. We're getting. Next up is barbecue charcoal grills. Now you're thinking, what's with the charcoal grill? There's two uses for it. Okay. One is, if you notice, it says charcoal grill with meat smoker. So basically what I've done is I put in smokers. Okay. So say you live in an apartment complex, right? Well, again, for some of you preppers out there, take notes. You live in a situation where you're a prepper. You have everything you need, but can't smoke your meats in an emergency. Get a charcoal. They're like $100 to $300. Fill up with charcoal. Follow the instructions. Smoke your meat that way. It might taste charcoaly, but some of you guys like the, this one here is like 92, but it's a combo. This one here on the bottom is a charcoal smoker. See, charbroil, humos. I mean, literally, you can smoke your meat if you're in an apartment complex. I asked the manager the other day about a smoker, and she said absolutely not electric smoker due to the fact. So I went back when they talking about a charcoal smoker. She Googled and said, oh, yeah, okay, as long as you're going to maintain it outside and sit there on a lawn chair. So it works, right? The other thing I said is in a case an SHTF situation, I have two requests. One is I want to have battery backup system in the house, which is the Jackery system. She said, okay, cool. I said the secondary one is there a way above on the grass I can use a Honda or one of the other clean powered generators. Might sound like a weed whacker running, but it will give power to powers needed. So, for example, if you're running a Jackery, right? As long as it's from sun up to sundown, I said, look, people use lawnmowers, people use weed whackers, if you have to stand right out front of your generator till it runs out of gas, she said that's fine. So that's another thing. But, the thing is for apartment complexes, charcoal like Real Cook, Cuisinart. So, now I'm going to speed up some of this. Because, you don't need to see every model. You can go through the list. But for example, I will talk about two models in particular this morning. Higgins is having a CAT scan done this morning with his lungs. So far, they can't find anything wrong with him. You know what the problem is with doctors? I'll get to this in the next video. But he emailed me this morning saying he's having a CAT scan, I will stop from time to time so you can look at this, okay? So the scanners, police scanners are good pieces of news that could be used for emergencies. Fire, police, EMS, federal agencies can and will use scanners, or not scanners, radios to tell you what's going on in the world. Regular radio, which means if you have analog, these here are analog, by the way. That's an analog scanner, non-digital scanner. The best one on the market is this one for handhelds. Higgins and I was talking. I like them all, but, one at a time. It's just hard to choose which one, It's calling me greedy, but, yeah, the thing is each one would present itself in a different light. So, but anyways, the 30C is also affordable depending on what you want. Now, I have a couple things I want to share with scanners at the end of this video, but now, say you're at home and there's no power outage, but everything else is going to crap, right? Like riots, whatever. You can use a base station model as long as you have it mounted in your house or, in your home and with the external antenna, as long as they don't know you got a long range scanner. And you can pick up everything from the whole area, with a base station too. And then if you have to bug out, you can actually use a portable. So, that's why some of these are base station models. Like this one here is a trunking scanner. I explained yesterday's video, but, a lot of people have asked me to explain the trunking versus a non-trunking. So I'll have to do that video as well. So anyways, that's a base station portable. These are two base stations on sale. These two are a base station and a one on sale. So, yeah, and then it depends if you're in a digital or non-digital area. So to me, next up is peaches. Now, a lot of people have asked me how come pricing is so high. Two people have emailed me, asked me specifically why they're not why peaches, but why is food preps instead of 24 cans being basically approximately 12 cans, because that's what they're doing. They're cutting inventory so they can literally live. So basically, I asked a question on a radio this morning, and over my morning coffee, I got an answer. So, anyways, the sliced canned fruits is more money because it's not just because they're cutting corners. Okay, well, let me explain this for a second. And then we'll move down the list. Right, shrinkflation. So instead of giving you 24 cans at 36 at 48, the old pass, they started cutting down. First, they said, first, let's say it was 96 cans, right? Then an inflation happened. They said, we can't make it 96 cans a case. Let's go with 84. And then finally they said, another inflation problem happened. Let's go down to 72. Let's go down to 60. Let's go with 48, right? Eventually they said, let's go with 36. Then they said, let's go with 24. Now it's 12. Next they'll cut it and say a case of 6. Rationing food worse, so you might as well learn to ration it. The government's trying. The factory workers that make this stuff is literally trying to ration. Look at this: $30 for peaches, 8 jars. $30. You got to ask yourself, Could it be manufacturer problems, or could it be something else? It's partly manufacturing, partly laziness, partly, inflation's high because of greed. Now, look at this. You can sit here and say, well, I'm going to get Happy brand, right? Happy Belly. $2.09, right? Oh, and the sliced pears sold out, by the way. So they were $1.67 a can. So see that? People need pears for Thanksgiving, so pears ran out. This is why I keep telling you guys, as a prepper, look at some of these pricing. I mean, look, $15, 15-ounce can is $2.09. You got to ask yourself, when will it end? And the question is what it is. I put peaches down or canned fruit down for preppers. Look at this. Sliced pears, $28 for 12. Okay, so and the other thing I want you to do, so I could speed this up this morning for you guys, is this. Because you guys have asked me for this video and I've complied. One of the things I want to share with you is take the mathematical equation when you're buying this stuff for yourself and literally put in the mathematical equation, is compare the compare the pricing. Say, for example, use a calculator and take 2736 divided by 12, and that should tell you what you need. So, yeah. So, a lot of people, have asked certain things. So I'm just doing a quick administrative work. So, shall we continue? Mouthwash, again, is something that I don't even have to do. Good hygiene for your mouth. Toothpaste and mouthwash and toothbrush is a must. So I'm just going to give you guys 20 seconds to hear that. So toothpaste and toothbrushes are hygienically necessary for you preppers out there that want to stay clean. Now, so toothpaste and toothbrush is a must if you want to stay disease free and always keep some other stuff. This is extra clean toothbrushes. Again, toothbrushes are literally a must. No ifs, ands, buts. My morning tobacco woolly talk. So the next up is planners. Now, a lot of you people see, I'm just going to throw in one in there, right? Here's a daily planner, all right? You can have daily planner, weekly planners, monthly planners, expense planners. A planner will basically help you out literally on the prepper's list for you planning your day if you have a power outage. Plus, it helps if you don't, some people don't believe in calendars. Without a calendar, how are you going to know what day it is? So, you got to keep using your phone and then using your emergency power to charge it. When an SHTF situation happens, you got to be prepared. If it's natural disasters, you got to do your prepping natural disaster drills. If it's a banking collapse, you better have everything ready to go. Now, I will explain the banking collapse thing a little detail later, but daily planners will come in handy for daily planning and planning your day. So. And then I tried to. So apparently my frickin' thing froze. Can you believe that? I mean, literally, apparently it doesn't want to load, so give me a second, peeps. So apparently, where the hell are we now? So we got to go back down because it's giving me trouble yet again. And I'm not sponsored by Amazon, by the way. It's just, this is, okay, here we go. This is, here we are. So basically, we're currently at calcium iodide tablets. Now, a lot of you say, why should I buy pills? This will help prevent you getting super sick if a nuclear bomb goes off. Knock on wood, we don't have nuclear war, but that's looming as well. So as a prepper, I think my first prepping task to tell you is the prepper's list, okay? The second task this morning is, I have to put together content that you guys would like to like over basically spending 8 hours with my moderating team talking about other prepping tools like fishing, which we'll get to a little bit down the list here today. So I figured this video will be basically short. And the reason I'm doing, or not short, so potassium iodide drops is something that's a must. All right. So any potassium iodide. Now, this is another no-brainer. A lot of people say, well, why do I need deodorant? Do you want to smell clean or do you want to get diseases from not taking a bath? Let me just make a joke here there might be children around, okay? That if you spend a month or 2 months without a bath and your hair is frizzy and you might have to cut your hair and your hair is basically, matted and everything else, you're going to hurt. Plus the fact, what if you don't have a bath for 6 months? You might be diseased with bugs and everything else because of it. I mean, literally, I don't even want to go there, People just stand downwind from you. So deodorant is a must, is a cleaning thing. Next up is soups, okay? For example, again, this is just an idea, but you got to look at the price, $28.68. Divide that by 12 and ask if that's what you're paying at your store. You also got to find the best deals on town. Moderator Fanny, one of my moderators, would say, search everywhere. Search high and low. Search at Walmart, search at Kroger, search at Fry's, search at all these places. Otherwise, don't buy until you know it's the cheapest. But, I use Amazon because it's easier to have stuff shipped in. But a lot of people, and I'm going to bring this up, not to upset Mother Fanny in shape and form, but I want to show you this, for example. See, the white box says out of stock. That means it's out of stock. So for some of you thinking about soups, for example, just... I will stop from time to time to show you this. Condensed chicken noodles. See, 12 cans, small cans, 18.48. I mean, that's just a case. That's 12 cans. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, are you willing to pay $18 for 12 cans? Usually it's like $1.99 a can here where I live. So, and Mom knows I do not like Mama Pee-wee, moderator Pee-wee, knows I don't like that chicken soup. They took away too much salt. And I think they're using sea salt now, so I get to gripe about that. Again, 18.48 for less sodium. If you want to be an old lady and know, you know why? I'm gonna make a joke here, okay, for a second while we talk about it. See that cream of mushroom with roasted garlic sold out. A lot of people say it has to. You have to have that taste, right? The garlic changes the entire texture. By the way, I can tell you that, but it's sold out. Tomato soup is in stock, so if you haven't got your tomato soup, I highly recommend it. It's $28, but that's yeah. So, anyways, next up is your silverware and your plasticware. A lot of people say, why not just wash dishes? Well, you can, but so basically, what's happening is when it comes to your dishware, your dinnerware, your silverware, your plateware, you gotta ask yourself outright, for the preppers out there, do you want to do dishes or do you not want to? And if you stockpile plenty of it in the silverware, you won't have to worry about the legendary problems. You see, a SHTF situation happened there. By the way, hand sanitizer, that's a no-brainer, just keep yourself a little clean, keep sanitizer coming so you can sanitize. Now I know you can say, oh, well, we're not with Corona. It will help you no matter what in a SHTF. Now, A lot of you have said, well, if the power goes out, your best bet is to use your camp stove, cook your food that way until it's restored. Meanwhile, you want to use your water if you are on a well. The pump might not pump up, so your best bet is to have paper plates and paper forks. A lot of people say, oh, well, when the power goes out from, say, a global power problem and our nationwide power problem, the United States would have no power to pump out the water, so you'd have to have bottled water on hand standby. So hand sanitizer. Now, sourdough starter is something people say to me all the time. What is the sourdough starter for? Sourdough starter is a starter that grows every day in the jar. As long as you take what you need, you can use the sourdough starter to make bread. It's basically you buy the money, and if you maintain it daily, like Dick Prenicky in Alaska did, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It'll keep producing and producing and producing bread for you so you can have bread too. I think a lot of people like sourdough over wheat or white because white and wheat required flour daily. Now, sourdough requires starter and some other stuff, but it's like the gift that keeps on giving. So, I don't even need to show you the other one, but there you go. Now, the next item on the list is mini bread pans or mini meatloaf pans. I highly recommend them for your bread. And if you make meatloaf from time to time, you can also basically take the meatloaf and, you know, make individual meatloaves for your family. And it's fun. Highly recommended, or bread, or banana bread, or zucchini bread, or whatever bread you want. So those are a must if you're going to make bread. Next up is lanterns. Now, a lot of you people ask me about lights. Okay, now if you have a way to hang your lantern so kids and dogs won't knock it over and you don't knock it over yourself, I highly don't recommend using these lamps if you are an alcoholic. Okay, you might knock it over and your house burns down. Okay, but for the safety measured people, the 747 one will work just fine. The problem is again, is the fuel. The fuel ain't cheap, okay? Last time I checked, it was like $30 for a gallon of paraffin. So, but you can also buy a lamp table, emergency lamp. Those ones are easy. You just buy a wick once in a while, put it in it, and slowly but surely use the wick up and then replace it, and just refuel that. That's $17.49. All right. And then this one, like I said, sold out. So as you can see, people are so panicked in New England and other places that your lamp oil is completely sold out. Now, the next item on the list is candle holders. I just chose random to show you candle holders of various sizes could work. You cannot use stick candles. I don't recommend the tea candle lights. Those are just too damn small. I got like 20 or 30 of them laying around. I think they're just too damn small. But for the sake of the argument, there you go. Candle holders. Another good candle to use if you really want cheap is buy a 10-pack of candles that scent. Scented candles is something that really does wonders when you stockpile them in a prepper's kit and you light them when you need to. Your house smells clean. And say you want to be conservative on your batteries for your light and you light a candle, right? Let's just say you light one in the bathroom to see the light, You're going to be happy that you have your candle in the bathroom during a panic thing because sometimes people say without the fan working, the candle will back it up. You can have something like peppermint patty, York peppermint caddy scented candles, and a lot of people buy these scented candles for that as an emergency. That one's sold out on top part. But scented candles is good. WD-40 is good to have in your prepper's toolkit if you need to keep it for lubricating and keeping things lubricated. Highly recommend it. WD-40. Another thing on the preppers list I recommend is a hand trowel. Now, if you know how to garden, you probably already have one. For some of you that You can also use it for various other reasons. I also recommend a portable camping shovel or a folding shovel. Next is dish soap. Dish soap, remember the little cranking hand thing? If power's out, you can do your laundry that way. And then line dry. Still need dish soap, laundry detergent to do your laundry. So that's a must if you want to keep your clothes clean and smelling fresh during the pandemic. Ziploc bags. Now, a lot of people say to me, what's the point of Ziploc bags if there's a power outage? The Ziploc bag will preserve certain items and certain things. You just don't disregard Ziploc bags even after the power goes out. Ziploc bag, as long as this is sealed, the freezer I'm pointing to, it'll stay cold for 2 days. Just means you might lose a lot of meat, but that's why you have an emergency smoker in operations. Or 2 smokers or 3 smokers and figure out, as emergency preparation. Now, some people would say, well, but Ziploc bags can keep a lot of stuff dry. Some of it's sold out too, by the way, but you got to ask yourself what type you need. Ziploc bags is a must for any prepper. I use gallon size. But next up is dried fruit, raisins, various prices. Very expensive, but long shelf life. You can put those in a Ziploc bag and eat them without worrying. Those are 10-pound boxes. So once you open the box, you divide them in 1 gallon things and start using them down. You see, Ziploc bags would come in handy. So if you keep your preps in their boxes and stacked up, and then when you need your raisins, you can use it. You can even make raisin salad. Use it as a salad topping. Or for your breakfast oatmeal. But the thing is it comes in handy. Yeah, we'll get to oatmeal in a bit, but raisins is a must. Various sizes, various prices. Golden raisins, dark raisins. I chose various raisins for you. Now, the next one is organic or regular protein shakes. Now, protein shakes is used as an emergency when you have literally no meat. Now, remember I said the freezer on the top, get a spare freezer. That means if you can afford it, get a spare freezer because you're going to want to keep meat in the freezer. Now, at the end of the video, I'll explain a couple things, but protein shakes is an emergency for protein. Now, there is other items on the list, okay, besides protein shakes. Another protein thing is nuts and fruit mix or trail mix. Nuts and fruit mix or trail mix will come in handy because that's somewhat form of protein. Nuts are expensive because people realize that nuts is a protein. Some vegetarians and vegans use nuts as an alternative cheese source. So you just got to ask yourself. Tofu can be used as an alternative or protein. I just don't recommend it. But, trail mix. You got various trail mix. You got spicy. You got yogurt trail mix. Those are your proteins. Oven roasted, fried, mixed nuts. Again, protein. Nuts are literally a protein. So, again, just sesame seeds, peanuts, sunflower mix, cranberry fruit trail mix. Now this is gone up $5, or no, it's gone up $8. So one sold out on the bottom. You see that? 24 pounds of flour. A lot of people say to me, why should I buy flour? It's because flour is literally we're importing our wheat from Europe, and our wheat is and we have a drought, and so we're not manufacturing a lot of wheat right now. We're importing our wheat, and because of it, it is $80 for 12 bags. 12 pack of 2-pound organic. That's organic, by the way. All-purpose regular 24 pounds of non-organic unbleached flour is approximately $60, right? And then you got the one that does yeast for pizza, bread, and pasta is very expensive too. So again, look at the price, $60. So you gotta, we have a shortage and we're importing. That's 24 pounds, or that's about 24 to 25 pounds of for 35. So flour is a must. Mm-hmm. Reason flour is expensive. A lot of people want to bake their bread at home. They don't want to spend $3 to $5 a loaf. This stuff here, gold medal, the standard in the country, sold out. Corn oil, 20 is a must. Cooking oil is a must. But as you can see, 1 gallon is $26. All right. Cooking oil, peanut oil, $16 per gallon. A little over it. Canola oil, 1 gallon, $14 a gallon. Regular vegetable oil, again, $3.69. Some of your proteins is kippered snacks, sardines, etc. You're going to have to ask yourself, literally, if you eat sardines, that's fine. If you don't eat sardines, then you need to ask yourself, literally, to skip those. I don't eat sardines, but there's people out there that will eat them in an emergency. And as long as they're boneless and skinless, and whatever sauce they have, Louisiana hot sauce, mustard, soybean oil, etc., I'll eat them. Same goes for Vienna sausages, but we'll get to that in a bit, right? So, anyways, some of the non-essential items I will talk about is this. Now, if you have one of those, the little devices, the adapters there, you can use it for a battery-powered portable TV. Now, you'll need an analog to digital converter, but those are pretty cheap. Now, antennas, we get an antenna like this. You can use it to get local TV through your analog digital converter. You can buy portable TVs fairly cheap on eBay, new and used, like the old Sony Watchman FT42, which is the Rain Man's TV. You know, the amplified TV antennas there sold out. This is a digital converter, so like I said, you can jury rig a portable TV that runs on batteries as an emergency backup. It just means you don't buy one. And the reason I chose the analog battery TVs is some run on C batteries, some run on D batteries, and some run literally on AA batteries. And I prefer the AA. Now, I'm old fashioned anyways, but I would jury rig something in case of it. Now, some people say, well, your digital analog to digital converter does require power. You can't find battery powered versions, but it's very rare. They're out there, you just pay a little more for them. But I'll try to cover all bases. Now, if the power doesn't go out and you have other situations, the little TV will come in handy for other reasons. But you got to ask yourself, communications is going to be there. So next up is compasses. Now, compass is only used if you're going to bug out. Now, if you have a car, you're fine. But if you're bugging out by foot, the compass is a must. So there's a various bout of compasses that you can choose in various prices. So I highly recommend doing that if you're going to bug out. Next is survival kits. You can find survival kits like this with portable shovels, axes, scissors, etc., etc., little first aid kits, etc., pretty cheap. Those would be good for your bug out bag if you have to bug out. Hopefully you'll never have to bug out because, some people will want to bug out in their car, which means put together a bug out kit for your car, including a tent. Now, if you have a trailer, that's good, but you got to remember, if there is a SHTF situation where banking collapse or a fuel shortage, we have diesel looming and gasoline looming. We import a diesel and gasoline, apparently. We don't drill our own, apparently. Them using a bug out is only as an option, the last resort. Otherwise, try to stay in, all right? But survival kits do come with portable shovels, etc., axes and everything else, knives, and they come in travel bags and everything else. So I highly recommend it. Whichever one you want that does the job, grab it. Next up is peanut butter. Peanut butter is a shelf life staple. Unfortunately, a lot of peanut butter is being sold out because people are using it to eat peanut butter in sandwiches, peanut butter jelly. Now, just remember, there is no power outage. You can't keep your jelly in the fridge. I highly recommend keeping peanut butter on stock. Vienna sausages, again, is another protein supplement. However, you got to ask, are you willing to open a small can like that to eat? Or are you willing to... So, that said, Vienna sausage is another form of protein, highly recommended. Canned chicken breast. Now, some people say they don't like the canned chicken breast because it tastes like crap. I agree, but then again, I got probably low quality canned chicken breast a long time ago at the food bank, and even trying to use it as a tuna substitute didn't taste good with mayonnaise. But it is what it is. It is an alternative if you can't get tuna. Of course, these three items on the top, Vienna sausages and more chicken breasts, are sold out. A lot of people are stockpiling chicken breast now as a form of protein. So just use it. 10 ounces, 12 pack here, $45. Just depends on what size you want. Chicken breast, again, is a form of protein. Same with Little Smokies, or not Little Smoky, Little Vienna sausages. Next is tuna again. Tuna is good. You can have tuna in water, tuna in oil. Again, that is another form of protein. Protein is a must if you're prepping and you want to use tuna on sandwiches and stuff. It is a must, So now, a lot of people like tuna. A lot of people do. I don't mind it. Tuna and oil. I prefer tuna and water. My mom liked to mix it. Tuna and oil, tuna and water to me, There's also albacore tuna. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to buy albacore? If you like albacore over regular tuna, grab albacore. If you prefer skipjack tuna like right here, then pick up skipjack tuna. But tuna in general is what you need to get, All these are tuna right here. Next is crab meat. Now, if you can splurge and you want white crab meat, go for it. Otherwise, skip the crab meat. The bottom one is frozen shrimp. They will send. So you'll get a pound of shrimp. If you want to use it for shrimp dishes, you can. You can just keep it in your freezer. I would, if I buy it, double bag it, Ziploc bag, so it doesn't get freezer burn. Next is mackerel. If you like mackerel, you can buy mackerel. Unfortunately, mackerel is very expensive. Buy chicken of the sea. So again, it's another form of protein. Again, we're talking about canned fishes as an alternative. And next one on the list is smoked oysters. Again, that is a form of protein, but again, you're paying a lot of money. It just depends if you like oysters or not. The next one on the bottom is kippered snacks. Again, that's a form of protein. Unfortunately, kippered snacks, the first one sold out, but the rest are pretty much in stock. Again, it is a form of protein, so if you want kippered snacks, little fish, go for it. Smoked, kippered, snacked herring fillets, again, source of protein. So all these are sources of protein. So if you want to eat fish and you like sardines and you like that, it's fine. Another protein add is scallops. Smoked scallops is another form of protein. Again, if you like scallops, feel free to eat them because, scallops aren't bad. Next up is smoked baby clams. Again, it is a form of protein. So that is why I'm speeding this up a bit. Protein is something that you want, so I put in various brands of smoked clams and smoked things. The next one is various flavors of sardines. Again, a lot of people know anchovies on pizzas. Well, you can get sardines or anchovies to eat too, depending on if you're interested in fish. Fish is a must, all right? Next up as the preppers list, again, like I said, we're going to skip sardines, and we already talked about sardines, is the portable TV. Now, the reason I like the smaller pocket-sized ones is takes AA batteries, so you don't have to basically run out and get a solar-powered generator to run. Now, eventually, I will add battery-powered generators on the preppers list because people have asked me about adding that for people that live in their own home and can run it outside their backyard without having someone hop the fence to steal the generator. So portable TV will come in handy if you have a generator or a battery solar-powered generator so they can charge it. Most of them, the current ones, like the 13-inch to their portable TV is basically runs with a lithium rechargeable battery. So you got to ask yourself that. Again, compasses. Next item is a can opener. If you don't have a can opener, you get a can opener. Now, I keep multiple can openers on hand, but I also keep Swiss Army knives with the can opener too, if you know how to use it. So get a can opener. The next is for protein supplement is you can use vitamins. Again, vitamins is a must in your prep list because, well, you need vitamins to survive too. Always take a diet vitamin that will help you out. But don't just live on rice and beans. You got to live on other things too. So, magnifying glass is a backup tool in case you need to start a fire. Hopefully, you don't have to, and you can just use your butane or Coleman fuel or propane camp stove to cook your food because you don't want to be out in the woods where you got to use a magnifying glass to start a fire. But that is there as that. You can also use it to read if you have vision problems. Next item on the list is a sewing kit. Sewing kit is good because we produced 7.5 million acres of cotton, and yet we only planted 15 million. So we only have 50% yield this year because of the drought. So if you want to keep your clothes in working order, the sewing kits that you get, the bigger sewing kits with all the colors, would work better than non-sewing kit. Now, if you have a sewing machine too, manual or electric, that could work. Now, power situation, get a manual, it works. Parachute cord sold out, but parachute cord's a must. Again, if you're bugging out, bungee cords can come in handy. I would get bungee cords, that's on the up. The next is electrical tape, duct tape, and scotch tape. Those are must if you need to keep tape on hand for various things, including duct tape. Duct tape can be fixed with a lot of things, just depends as a emergency, you know, um, you know, same with electrical tape. So always keep tape on hand. Um, Next is rising yeast. Yeast is also used for baking, so you want to keep yeast on hand if you're going to bake bread. That's a must. And to me, I highly think that yeast is something that you guys want to use as a prepper because yeast on this list is pretty damn good. So, on that aspect. Now, the next item on the list is sugars. Always keep sugar for baking. Again, you can bake many things and use it with sugar. You can also put it in your oatmeal. Brown sugar for your cream of wheat oatmeal, white sugar, confectionery sugar, and raw sugar. So sugar is on the list. You might want to get sugar, and I highly recommend you getting sugar. I also want to say if you need to pause to write down some of this on the list, feel free to, and you can also use the Prepper's List links too. Next is maple syrup. Always keep maple syrup by a half-gallon jug on hand for your pancakes, your French toast, and your waffles. You can make those by hand, and then you have your maple syrup on hand, real maple syrup. Now, if you don't want to spend money for real maple syrup, just buy regular log cabin, fake maple syrup. You can do that too. Mm-hmm. Next on the list is cooking seasoning, pepper, salt, and poultry seasoning. And any seasonings you use, get it before prices go up. That will help you with your baking, but it also make your food taste good. So if you want pepper in your eggs, put pepper in your eggs. So pepper is a must. Oh, there's my meds. I wonder where it is. So, all right, let's continue, shall we? Next up is, like I said, salt. You must. Bouillon cubes. Get your bouillon cubes when you can because that will help you stretch out your things. You can make stews, you can make soups, you can make gravies with it. Highly recommend it. It also comes in handy if you don't have country gravy mix. I recommend get cans of country gravy mix. I'll add that to Prepper's List eventually so you can actually make biscuits and gravy too. If you have the biscuit making, you make baking powder or regular biscuits and put beef or chicken or country gravy or even sausage gravy on it, and you'd be happy to have biscuits and gravy for breakfast. So next up is your AA and AAA batteries. I recommend AA batteries. AAA is only a bonus if you want to buy a box and keep it for 10 years just to power your TV remote and stuff. Otherwise, not many items are used with AAAs. AA's are basically a must. So, shall we continue? Batteries are a must. These are all batteries. Next up for your cleaning hygiene products that you need is shampoo, conditioner. I just threw in the brand I want, but it's an example. You want to keep your hair nice, clean. And bar soap. For men, I put in Irish Spring. For women, I put in Amish soap. So, Irish Spring, and I got the large bars right there. So you can go, 24 packs to get you through 6 months. So, 2 packs, you're set for the entire year. Again, body wash is, again, another thing you can use in lieu of. If you're a woman like me, I prefer Dove green tea and cucumber green tea, but you can use any. If you're a man, you can use Old Spice, or whatever other brand you use. I just chose body wash as an example. This is more of an example. Again, you see my bar soap there, the cucumber and green tea. That's what I choose. The Amish soaps right there, you can buy 48 bars for approximately $62. Highly recommended, or cheaper if you want 5 bars to sample. Are sampled, and I can tell you the Amish soap is really good. Like I said, it's right there, Amish Farm, $16.95 for 5 bars. 5 pack, $17.49. So soap's a must. Dish soap, again, is a must if you have access to water and you can wash your stuff. Same with a Brita water filter. Water filtration's a must if you're gonna need to be limited on water. Shaving cream is a must, and razor blades for you men and women who want to shave your legs once a week, or men if you want to shave your beards. I highly recommend that. Shaving cream is a must. It just depends on how much you want to carry can-wise. Shaving gel for women, again, is a must. Shaving gel for men and women is a must, too. That's sold out. Razor blades, again, I choose the 6-bladed razor blades. It's highly recommended for the 6-bladed razor blades because, again, it is a must. A straight edge razor right here is, again, a must as well. So if you don't have access to the safety razors, that they call them safety razors, you can get a straight edge. Unfortunately, for what I understand, only the barbers know how to use those. So just operator, be careful. You don't want to slit your throat using one of those. So just be careful if you have to use a straight edge. Next up is over-the-counter medicine. Ibuprofen and naproxen is available unless you can get a hold of Tylenol, aka acetaminophen. You're going to be paying through the nose for it because everyone likes the Tylenol. Each one has its pros and cons. All right, I'm going to explain that real quick. Pros is takes away your pain. Cons is ibuprofen, naproxen, anti-steroids, the NSAIDs or whatever they call them, is could I believe damages your kidneys, and Tylenol damages your liver. So just be careful on those. All right. Now the fishing lures is self-explanatory. You go fishing, I threw in various types for various fishing situations. Fishing lures are good. Like this one's for Canada. That one's for bass. Some are for trout. Some are for pike. Some is for walleye. Some are just basic spinners. But they all have an application. Now, a lot of you have asked me, so basic or bigger fly, if you're fly fishing, a basic kit that has everything is $300 or $399, depending on what you want. Venture, I'm not endorsing where I am, but that is your best deal. Same goes if you want their 2 or 3 pack of flies. You can have 122 or you can have 200 flies. Tenkara is basic fly fishing without the reel. So again, that's a fly fishing rod that you can take if you're bugging out and you want to catch fish wherever you're going, and you're in a river or lake, you can use Tenkara too. So it's highly recommended for fishing. Next up is canning. Now, canning pots, these are water bath canners. That's for jellies and jams, but it's an example that tells you can, and if you can make jellies and jams. Now, from what I understand from my adopted mother, Fanny Urban Homesteader, who's on my featured YouTube channel list on my About Me page under channels and stuff, you can find she does a lot of canning with pressure cooker. So pressure cooker is a must. Canning jars are in stock, 32 and 16 ounce. Get them while you can if you're going to canning leftovers, can whatever. You can also watch Manny Urban Homesteader. She's an awesome prepper. Portable TVs, again, it's self-explanatory. You don't need a third degree on portable TVs, but it just depends if you want one. If you do, make sure to buy the right charging solar panel to charge your TVs, all right? Or you get your switches or your whatever. Next up is your world band radio. The first one on the top is AA batteries. So you can buy one that's AA battery. You're better suited than buying one that is rechargeable. Again, rechargeable batteries would have to basically have a solar panel idea just to have a solar panel generator to power your radio. So every item you have, you should have a solar panel for it. So world band radios would come in handy. Next up is your medical kit. This is a comprehensive kit, and it comes in a large first aid kit, and then the next is a trauma kit. You can buy one of those for this trauma, and everything else under first aid kits is pretty much smaller kits. Okay, so I'm getting emails this morning. It keeps, Higgins emailed me too. So, but yeah, I'm going to just leave that for a second. Just, I'm trying to speed this up. We're about halfway or so. All right, so more administrative duties this morning real quick. So Higgins is up and about. It's like 10 there. So I think he's on his phone answering his email as he's waiting for his CAT scan. So first aid kits are a must. Next is the Prepper's Bible, Preserving Canning Bible. That's to help you. If you don't know anything about canning, that would help you much. To learn canning if you want to can, The other item is the Prepper's Survival Bible, 13-in-1. Highly recommend for the worst case scenario. And again, the Prepper's Bible is something I recommend you all get if you're new to prepping. Next is coolers. The water jugs came back in stock, so that's good plus to know, because the 2-gallon water jug could be, if you have room in the fridge, put it in there, 1 gallon or 2 gallon, and keep your water cold, and that can be used as water storage if you don't have any problems with your well. So coolers like that on wheels is literally problem. Ramen was $6 a pack. Now it is $9.99 for that flavor. Chicken is $6.56, so it went down. So a case for $6.56. I highly recommend keeping ramen on hand too, due to the fact that ramen does make a great meal, and it is something that's highly recommended for your meals. Now, you don't want to live in ramen by itself. You do take the bouillon cube and add a little extra flavor to it, and it'll keep you going good. So another prepper's tool is I always use mega rolls. Again, you don't want to run out of toilet paper, so Mountain Money is a must for any of you preppers. So remember, you need to make sure you have plenty of toilet paper if there is a panic and people start rushing out, stockpiling everything. So you want to have your toilet paper on hand. It comes in handy. So toilet paper is a must. I'll leave that there for a second. See what the hell is going on this morning. More emails. My email thing's going like crazy this morning. So this morning, while I was waiting for my coffee to brew, I answered my business emails from my preppers who emailed me. They wanted more information on other items. Another item I want to tell you about is paper towels. Now, I use the triple rolls, $34.99. Get several triple rolls. That will help you out throughout the year. When you stockpile paper towels will come in handy. So next up on the preppers list is, like I said, paper towels. Dinty stew. Dinty stew again is a must. If you like to have stew, you can make your own stew too with stew meats. But Dinty is, if you can get a hold of it, is good. Otherwise, it's sold out. This one here is available. This Dinty. Next up is the Beanie Weenies by Van Camps. Now that's another form. See, Dinty stews got beef in it, so there's your protein. Again, it's a protein thing. Your Beanie Weenies is protein too because it's beans. Unfortunately, as you can see this one here, the barbecue flavor and the hickory smoke sold out, and then the original is sold out, and then your onion beans are sold out. But your Bush's best beans or your Bush's grilling beans, a lot of people love grilling beans. The problem I didn't put grilling beans down is it's just too expensive. It's like $40 to $60 for a case. B&M baked beans, again, B&M baked beans is a bean that is highly recommended for you all if you need to have beans as a substitute. So beans in general is a must for any prepper. I always keep beans on hand myself, so beans. Next is playing cards. You got poker cards, playing cards, Uno cards, Skippo cards. Any cards will keep your kids busy if there's a power situation and they can't play their video games or their Switch, but cards will get bored. So I highly always recommend going to thrift stores and other item places to get books that they might like to read. Books are really good, even big collections and compilations. It's a must. So playing cards, you can always pause it, Uno cards, playing cards like Bicycle. You can get a 12-pack right there. That would keep you busy for a long time. You get jumbo cards if your vision's out. The next item is a must, again, is your various bottles of water. Just buy what brand you like. I like Fiji water, so I keep Fiji on hand. But there's other people that want to buy stuff cheap. Now, I've seen bottled water going for $3.99 to $7.99 at the store on sale. So before you go out, and that's 24-pack. Before you go and buy on Amazon, check your local stores. I always check Safeway, my local grocery stores online, Fred Meyer's, and, etc., But I prefer to tell you that you can also probably get better deals at the store sometimes. Just keep looking. Now, if you don't want to go to the store and you're worried the stores might be out, you can also order Amazon. Another thing is you can use Amazon for your bottled water and your protein and stuff. So bottled water is a must. Next item is if you can't find safety razors, you can get a Phillips, a Norelco, or a Braun electric razor, and you can they take AA batteries like that one, the battery powered AA batteries, and that will literally give you a shave. It's a travel razor, but it will help you. Now you can also buy a wall wet dry razor. You can buy the Remington foil. You can buy the Braun that takes AA batteries. You can do the Panasonic that takes AA batteries. Barbasol sold out. You can do the Barbasol foil, the Barbasol rotary. Now, if you do have a smoker and you don't want to use charcoal, you can use an electric one. Again, electric one was there. Now, an electric smoker is a must if you're going to smoke your meats and you're worried about power outage. You can always smoke it and then put it all in Ziploc bags. You can freeze your smoked meats, or you can your smoked meats too. It just depends on what you want to do. So there's always options there. The other items is coffee. $7.99 for you, man. Get your best coffee deals in cans. If you like whole bean, get your whole bean. If you like your Hills Brother, get your Hills Brother. Coffee is a must. That there's a little expensive. It went down. That's the one here is Hillsborough Original. That's more money. So, just depends on what brand you want. You can do Walmart brand. You can do Amazon brand. You can do Safeway Signature brand. You can do whatever brand you want, but make sure to keep your coffee on hand. Coffee doesn't expire so much as it loses a little of its flavor. Now, if there's white mold on your coffee, you throw it out. Otherwise, if your coffee doesn't have white mold, you can drink it. It's just, trust me, I'm finishing up 2-year-old coffee. So, it's first in, first out. That's a rule you must use when you're buying food. So, first stuff you prep, put it in the front. The stuff later that you buy, put it in the back. And it's first in, first out. So, next item is Lodge. I recommend Lodge brand right here. It is a cast iron setup. The cast iron setup is mostly for the Dutch oven. So if you have a Dutch oven, you can put it on your camp stove. You can make your biscuits that way and other items like your bread if you need to bake without an oven. The next up is your Armor Treats. That is your supplement to Spam. So if you don't want to pay the Spam price, buy your cases and cases of Armor. That's what I do. Highly recommend. It's a good form of protein. Next on the list is your rolled oats. You can buy buckets of oats with a long-term shelf life, 10-pound pail, for example, 5-gallon bucket, and you just, 1 pound, 1 gallon, 5-gallon, whatever, 4-gallon, and then you just stack them up. You can have oatmeal for breakfast. Just remember what I said, the oatmeal, you can put in freeze-dried fruits. You can put in fresh fruits. You can even put in maple, brown sugar, confectionery sugar, raw sugar, or regular sugar. Yeah, so oatmeal is a must. Rice has gone up in price. That one's dropped. The white rice went up in price, so keeping buckets of rice would be good. If you're going to do rice, let me just tell you, you should get teriyaki sauce to go with it and soy sauce. I keep soy sauces by the case for that particular purpose. Tea. If you're a tea drinker, always keep tea on hand too, because tea is a good form of caffeine in the morning, but you can also reuse your tea bags 2 or 3 times before you have to throw out. So tea is a must. Keebler crackers. These crackers are a protein substitute for protein because it has cheese on it, so you can get some thing, but it also will control your hunger to a point because it's cheese and cracker combos. You can get the Keeblers or you can get the Ritz. Ritz is also on the list too, right there. So you got your Ritz as well. So you just buy them by the case and you can have those as snacks without breaking the bank. I also recommend Goldfish crackers, which we'll get into. Evaporated and condensed milk sold out. But if you like evaporated and condensed for baking, get those. Holidays around the corner, so a lot of people are stockpiling it for their Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's parties. So next up is your club crackers. Club crackers is a must. Now, I put in macaroni and cheese, various flavors for the purpose of it being macaroni and cheese. Some of it sold out. Goldfish crackers are right there again. Like I said, those are affordable. You can use them and ration them out in Ziploc bags and eat them as you need some form of snack to get you by. And it's cheaper than potato chips. Highly recommend the crackers for that reason, Next is your coats. Now, this particular coat is what I say is a winter coat. It's a ski jacket, but it also is fur lined. And it'll keep warm lined. So you'll keep warm. You'll have plenty of pockets, and you won't have any problems. So there you have it. You have that percolator coffee. You have that too to make coffee. Percolators are a must if you have no power. Now you can also spend $130 and get the propane one that takes the 16.9 little cans, and that'll make your coffee too that way. Food for your animals. Now I have a rabbit, so the example is make sure your bunny or your dogs. I also have a service dog. As you can see, just to show you on video for a second, hopefully you can see this. I have a rabbit, and my rabbit is right there in a bird cage. So technically, he's got to eat. So rabbit food is literally a must for bunnies. So, but get your dog food while you can before there's more supply chain problems. Next up is your beef jerky and your meat sticks. Those are a must for protein substitute. Again, protein substitute, highly recommended. If you don't like meat sticks, don't get them, but, it is a substitute for meat sticks. Any meat sticks and beef jerky will help you with your protein. Now, a lot of the people ask me why I added certain items like this. Also, if you're on food stamps and you're preppers, some of this stuff it covers on food stamps. That's why I put it in the preppers list. So meat sticks, beef jerky, etc. Next up is pistachios. That's another form of nuts, is form of protein. Pistachios, walnuts, cashews, pecans. I don't like peanuts, but peanuts are on the list if you're a peanut eater. So, but nuts are a big, big thing. Like I said, we all like pistachios. Apparently, we also like cashews. I'm a cashew, and that I also want to add eventually as a cheap snack alternative for the preppers list eventually will be cheese balls. Gotta have my cheese balls. Cheese balls is a must too. You have oven fried whole cashews again, roasted peanuts right there. Now down below you have Salisbury steaks. It's like $46 for 8 of them. All you gotta do is put it in a Dutch oven and you could cook your Salisbury steak right there, your hormone stuff. Depending on if you want to do that or your 6-pack, it just depends on what you're buying. Next up is corned beef. Corned beef is another sign of protein. Now if you like corned beef, grab corned beef. It just depends on how much you're willing to pay for corned beef, but again, it is a form of protein. You can get sausage hash, you can get corned beef hash too. It just depends on how much you're willing to pay. So, we got corned beef here. Lunch meats, again, this lunch meat's pretty good. If you want to pay that price for Goya, you can. Another thing that I highly recommend is those little Danish hams. The Danish hams are something that is necessary for you preppers out there. Danish hams is a must. Yeah. Those would basically make your 1 pound little hams. You can use that, dice it up, put it in a Ziploc bag. If you have your refrigerator working, use it up in your ramen. You can use chicken in your ramen. You can use pork in your ramen, etc. A lot of people have asked me in the preppers list why I haven't put Keystone meats in. It's because Keystone meat's expensive. Your Spam has gone up in price again, $3.23 for hickory smoked. Some people like that. Some like bacon. I'm a bacon person, so I keep Spam bacon always on hand, and I buy it by the case. That's what I would put in my ramen or as a substitute with my beans. Mac and cheese sold out. Annie's is up to Annie's. I highly recommend Annie's over Kraft. The dry powdered mac and cheese is better than the liquid stuff because it lasts longer, so you don't have to worry about eating it 3 months later. Other ramens, the higher price ramens like the piquant, which a lot of people like a little spice, is $20 instead of $6. I paid $6 for mine, but now it's $20. So just think of it. Nongshim's another spicy ramen. Unfortunately, Nongshim is sold out, so I paid $14 a case. Now it's going for almost $40 a case when and if you can get a hold of it. Another item that if you have the Tupperware container is your Suddenly Salad Pasta Ranch Bacon. You can get multiple boxes of that, stack it up, and then put it in Tupperware containers and have your Suddenly Pasta ready to go in a either a Tupperware container or a Ziploc bag. Those make a good extension on meals too. And it's cheap. All it requires is mayonnaise, and that's it. So always keep mayonnaise on it. Next up is your powdered milk. Again, like I said in the beginning, powdered milk is a must. Might taste a little funny, but powdered milk is a must if you want to have milk. You can also use non-dairy creamer. These things here, the 1 week person emergency food supply kits and pails, you don't get literally enough calories in it. So I highly do not recommend it at all. Okay. Not at all. Just don't even think about it. All right. The dehydrated potato slices. Again, if you like potato slices, feel free to buy it. Your buttermilk no leaven biscuit mix. Again, not bad. Keep biscuit mix on hand. You can make your own biscuits too with sourdough starter or flour, baking powder, or dry yeast. So it just depends on how much willing ingredients you want to make your biscuits. You can also buy mixed fitness. It works. Scrambled eggs. I don't recommend canned scrambled eggs. Your best bet is to scramble all your eggs at home. Put them in double Ziploc bags and serve them as you want eggs. Next up is freeze-dried fruits like mangoes, pineapples, etc. Just before you go and buy and invest in, you got to look at the weight. Just use it. Chili mix, again, something that's, again, highly recommended if you are a prepper and you want to make chili. Again, the food storage kits, the food in a box or whatever, the emergency dinner box meals, I highly recommend not getting it. If that's all you have available, do it, but you don't get many tasty dishes. It's not really tasty and like MREs, and two is it has very little calories. Again, bucket of bleach, like 24 to 40 pound bucket, $60. Just remember, bleach is expensive. Unbleached all-purpose flour. Sorry, not bleach, but unbleached purpose flour is expensive because we have a wheat shortage. Teriyaki rice with freeze-dried beef, 38-ounce can. Just use your thing. Food buckets. I don't need to explain again. We're almost to the bottom of the list. You have your lentils. Again, highly recommend lentils, black beans. Those are long shelf life, and you can live on those as well. Just depends on if you're interested in lentils or black beans. I highly recommend it. Next is your vegetable stew blend. That can make you a vegetable stew. Highly recommend it. Freeze-dried cheddar cheese. You can also take, if you don't want to pay $38 for freeze-dried cheese. I'd recommend when it's on sale buying actual real block cheese and freezing it as you need it, and then shredding your cheese when you defrost it and putting them in Ziploc bags. That's your best course of action. Next is your breakfast emergency supply food pail. Again, not recommended. Buy it at your own discretion. Your fettuccine Alfredo, you get 4 pouches. Not recommended either, but it's there if you need it. Freeze-dried, 25-year shelf life fruits. Highly recommended if you have oatmeal. Yeah. Your bucket of vegetable stew blend. Again, you can buy an entire bucket right there. Highly recommended if that's what you like. Freeze-dried whole chicken, $79. Highly recommend it, but to me, you can do better paying $79 elsewhere. It is recommended if that's all you have, but otherwise, before an SHTF situation, don't try to spend that kind of money for that. Dehydrated potato shreds, that makes things that's different. You got creamy chicken, rice, chicken flavor, 2 pounds. That's like your rice-a-roni, 2-pound can, $15. Highly recommended. Lasagna in a can, almost 2 pounds. Highly recommended. Your beef chunks, not recommended. You could do better with $90 buying beef and freezing at home, double bag freezing it with Ziploc bags. Your freeze-dried chicken Alfredo, that's good if you like chicken Alfredo. Your chopped onions, you can do a better deal getting fresh onions from the farmers or whatever store. You can also chop your onions up and then freeze them in a double bag freezer and have chopped onions at home for fresh thing. Pineapple chunks, again, I wouldn't recommend paying $38. You're better off buying whole pineapples and dehydrating them or canning them in a syrupy blend or whatever. Butter powders, highly recommended. I would try to stockpile as much butter as you can and conserve butter as needed. But butter powder is an alternative if you can't find butter as a SHTF situation happens. Okay, so you have bread, scones, and roll mix. Again, you can do scones and roll mix. That's a must too if that's what you're doing. So it's highly recommended. Just depends on your stuff. So next up is your double bag sleeping bags. These are a must if you live in an area where it gets cold in the wintertime, your power's out, your wife or your husband, your wife, whatever, will be loving you more while you guys are nice and toasty. I highly recommend the double bag sleeping bags. They're highly good for warm. Swiss Army knives, again, these are the tools I recommend. I also recommend the basic Leatherman. Those will be good for your everyday uses, from cutting stuff with the scissors to the pliers to whatever. So it just depends on what you need. Well, your bug out backpack's right there. That is your bug out backpack, highly recommended. Your canvas tents is only if you are bugging out. That's a 4 season. I'd recommend looking at Cabela's or an outfitting tent, like a big canvas tent with wood stove in it. That would keep you more warmer than in like the Alacnac or Montana canvas or etc. But if you want to go with these, they're fine. Now, if it's just you bugging out in your car, a swag tent would work. Or the 2-person Kodiaks. Those are really good too. Kodiaks are good if 2-person sold out. Most of the tents are sold out. So now if you're in an area where you have 3 seasons year round and you only need a 3 season, these cabin tents are good by Coleman. Highly recommend for bug out if you're bugging out in your car. Same with the camping tent by Coleman. Again, Coleman has some great tents. I'm just scrolling through these to get through this. Basic outdoor tent by Amazon. That is also pretty damn good. Amazon makes their own tent. Highly recommended when they in stock. Coleman lanterns. Lanterns are various pricing. Kerosene's $122. Coleman Premium Powerhouse is good because it runs on unleaded gasoline. If you can't get Coleman fuel's like $15 to $20 a gallon. You can always use unleaded gasoline. Just use one generator for Coleman fuel. That's the lantern or stove generator. It's a little thing. It's like $8 to $10, and just swap them out. Put one in a Ziploc bag that says unleaded gas, and the other one that says Coleman fuel. The generators, and also get extra mantles for your thing. That one case was on sale, so they sold out. The 2-burner stoves, they're sold out. As you can see, it's completely and thoroughly sold out. So that's why I said butane. The 1-burner bug out camping stove sold out. The 2-burner propane stove right there, the green one, sold out. The instant start with just a push button start, $76 for propane. They take either 16.9 gallon cans, which are between $10 and $12 a can, or you can get a 5-gallon can with an adapter and use it. 5 gallons preferred for the Triton propane stoves. Next up is your wool blanket. The wool blanket is something I highly recommend. I use a wool blanket all the time. I have actually several new ones, but I prefer wool blanket because it's not itchy and it's warm. So if you haven't got one, pick up the Arcturus military wool blanket. You won't be regretting it. Keeps you warm year round. This morning I had a mild chill when it came to being warm. It was just a mild chill because the temperature was 30 degrees. So I figured, what the heck, So next up is your diamond box matches. Matches could be used for lanterns, could be used for candles, could be used for everything. So I highly recommend getting your box matches. Strike on that. They got rid of the strike anywhere matches. So next up is your buttermilk pancake mix. You can do a better deal, but I really recommend getting your buttermilk pancake as soon as possible. Then finally, you have your 30-day 1-person emergency food supply and your 72-hour 1-person emergency supply, and then you have your food pails. And that ends the preppers list. So if you give me a minute, I need to run out and do something, and then I will continue with the last part of this video because we're making good time. Plus the fact I got to use the restroom, and usually I don't leave, but it is time for me to get this done, and I'll be right back. And then we'll continue with the last part, and then I will tell you what the next plan is for prepping. Welcome to Radio Rita, where Rita is live, talking about prepping, amongst other things. Soon we're going to get into the topic of 3 other prepping tools. So if you want to join us today on Radio Rita. Rita is live talking about prepping, amongst other things. Soon we're going to get into the topic of 3 other prepping tools. So if you want to join us today on Radio Rita. All right, everyone. Thanks for waiting again here on TV Rita. So we talked about the preppers list this morning. As you all know, the preppers list was made by me and my moderators, and so it was a long video, but this video will explain it, and I'll speed up a few things. Now, I've had a couple people email me asking me more about fly fishing and fishing rods, and if I can add tackle boxes to the preppers list and battery-powered or gas-powered generators. So I'll be making some modifications to the list soon, but I'm not going to do an updated video on the preppers list till probably next month because I only want to do it once a month. And if anyone sees my channel and looks at the hour-and-a-half video, good morning, Zoe. So I'm going to talk to you guys for a minute about 3 prepping tools. Again, remember I said the battery solar panel would charge your phone, the little solar things. You also got to look at if you want to use your laptop, which means you're going to need clean Scion generator power, whether it be Yamaha or some other one. You're going to need to get, if you want a portable DVD player, that won't be a must if you have a SHTF situation. Now, if there is no power, the only thing you should worry about is them turning your power off if you don't have the coal to run it or natural gas, or 2 is the banking collapse. But otherwise, there's a lot of people out there messaging me saying, us preppers are stupid. Nothing's going to happen. So in 2024, the only thing that might happen is Trump might get in, Trump might not, Trump might get kicked out. The GOP party might be all ousted because they, a lot of people are saying they only want power and to be a dictator and blah, blah, blah. So any way to look at it, you got to keep prepping no matter what. Some of these preppers out there, they just think that we're insane. Some people also think that we're just wasting our money on Hold on, let me look at Zoe's picture. Wasting our money and time prepping. That's pretty cool. She got it set to her TV this morning. Maybe I should move in with Zoe, that'd be cool. She's got jumbo TV. Actually, I gotta buy a new one. My TV is getting up there in age, so if anyone wants to donate, that's fine. Piper wanted to send me an email, but he never did last night. So I don't know what happened to Piper last night. But anyways, let's just get on with the other part of the tool. So DVD player, portable DVD player is a must if you have the charging station to do it. Also stockpile. Anyways, so a couple things I want to share with you this morning is a lot of people have asked me a couple questions. A lot of people said, Rita, can you explain the scanners a little better? Yes, I will. Okay, I will. Some of these 2-packers, they say, well, this one looks good, that one looks good. What's the difference? I found a website that will explain it a little better so I can get this done too and then be done with it. All right. Now, this website is the manufacturer's own website. I'm warning you about it now, but the problem is the prices are cheaper on Amazon. Don't buy on the manufacturer. But just to speed this up so we can get done, I'm going to start with this one. I also told some guys and girls in an email this morning, my administrative, they watched my video and they said it was great and they want me to do a more comprehensive depth in police scanner. So for temporary today, and this since always with us, I'm gonna say there is a link, and it will see certain things. Like this is PC programmable. This would be used for emergency, non-digital people that still use police, fire, EMS, marine, racing, civil air, and mill air. Ham radio, citizen band radio, weather, and more. So this is just your basic scanner. And some of the pictures show things like what you get. So this one comes with 2 batteries, the charger. So this is all it gets it. And I know Higgins was like talking about scanners last night, trying to choose. I was told him it's hard to choose one. I want them all. So, but the point is this is what comes with your scanner. So you get 2 batteries. I don't know if they're rechargeable though. These are 9 minutes. Yeah, so these are rechargeable batteries because people have been asking me, if you buy a scanner, do you get rechargeable batteries? Well, apparently from this picture here, you get rechargeable batteries. So you get these batteries here come with it. So it comes with the rechargeable batteries for the XLT75. So highly recommend it. You can find them cheaper on eBay or Amazon's like $89, but this is basic for people that just want to throw something in there. Now, Higgins and I will be doing some research for you guys on. Higgins emailed me this morning something to do with, we're going to look in, I'm putting him to work so he doesn't badger me. It's a good idea, putting him to work. Maybe he'll get $10 gift card from here, 20. But anyways, the thing is, we need to know if these will work while charging the batteries, because if they don't, the handheld scanners are pretty useless if you can't use it with with it plugged into the wall while charging the batteries. If they're charging the batteries, the scanner might be disabled. I've heard that happening too. So a lot of people, this is your most affordable one for that. Now, if you want to upgrade, you can get everything cheaper on Amazon, by the way. The next one on your list is, and I want to show you everything that comes with it because I came across the manufacturer. And, as you all know, Zoe calls me a car salesman. Actually, no, I'm a prepper salesman. I'm trying to sell you on prepping and trying to see if you like my content enough to donate to me, you know. So, um, anyways, this one says it picks up police, fire, ham, marine, railroad, civil air, military air, CB, FRS, GMRS, MERS, racing. And it does take AA batteries. There's the headphone jack in the back, PC connection. So this is PC programmable. No one says that. So it is PC programmable. You have the antenna and then you have a power jack. So it also takes AA batteries. Is there any other pictures of this? No, guess not. So there you have it. This one here is PC programmable. So now that we know that, that might be best to use with FreeScan. So see, this is why I was, people said to me, you sure some of these aren't PC programmable? And this one is. So the next one on the list, because I actually don't, is this one, which is pre-programmed. Again, I keep telling Zoe to buy a scanner because it'll come in handy in case an SHTF situation. But this one here is pre-programmed, so I don't know what's going on. It doesn't show what's in the box, and it doesn't show much on pictures. But it's got narrowband, 300 program, CB, and emergency. You can listen to air, marine, civil air, mil air. Fire department, police department, and EMS. So all these, if you're on that, it's 500 channels, 50 per bank, and it's the basic scanner. If you want to pay like $89 on that, it doesn't say anything about being PC programmable. Now, I did email the company on some questions this morning, so we'll see what happens. So the next up is the 125 AT. Again, a lot of people have asked rechargeable batteries or not rechargeable batteries. Because Higgins is always, rechargeable batteries are great. Yeah, but then you 6 hours at a time, or you flip a switch to that. So what you get here again is rechargeable batteries, the power clip, a belt clip, and everything else. Apparently, somehow, I think it doesn't show it. I think supposedly somewhere on here it's PC programmable. That's why they gave the USB plug, so you can charge it and you can this has 40,000 frequencies. So for a non-trunking scanner, this would be your best bet for it. Now I don't know if the 15X they're selling it. Oh yeah, they are. All right. So this one is there. Now this one here again is a base station for home. A lot of people have been saying, well, what do you get with it? You get 9,000 channels and probably close to, I don't know how many PC programmable alpha taggings and closed trunk tracker 3 trunking. And well, basically, you get all of this. Now, I don't know anything about, about it, but that's the one there that you can choose 6 different colors. So I think said red's cool. I think it's red or orange, but anyways, you get 9,000 things. The handhelds are 500 channel, except for the other digital handhelds are different. But thing is what you get in the box is you get a lot for your money for a trunking scanner like this for home. But that's if you don't have any power problems. So the question is, what do you order, or what do you get? I say if you're in an analog area, 30 counties of our state is analog, 4 is digital and simulcast, and 5 is pure digital. So it just depends on, those 5 counties are highly drug infested areas. So that's why, on that. But this one's highly recommended too, but I wouldn't go through the brand or the model. I was just saying, now Higgins, of course, I was curious about, I believe, this one, which was the 325 and the 996. Now, I think he's already done his research on this website, but, it tells you what you get. This one doesn't say what you get, doesn't say it's rechargeable batteries, doesn't say anything. It just says, it doesn't say what's in the box, So what you get is this, and, it makes a good stocking stuffer too. So, I keep telling Zoe, you can always put a couple scanners in my stocking. Just to be funny. And I was always like, nope, nope, nope. I'm still waiting for her to on the ham radio. You see, I'm just making a joke about the ham radio. Okay, so this one there's only 2 left, peeps, and these 2 are more expensive. I'd gladly take a digital scanner over a ham radio if I can't get my ham license, Zoe. I'm just poking fun at her this morning, let her, So this has over 40,000 channels. It's a memory card, so it's a database scanner, and you can record audio. A lot of people say, well, what is this? Has the Trunk Tracker 5, which trunk tracks everything. This is the best one. Zoe's city, I think, is encrypted for police. I don't know about fire, but she could enjoy fire and EMS with something like this. Or she can listen to the railroad and airlines and everything else. Just depends. Okay, so this one has rechargeable batteries. So this one comes with 3 rechargeable batteries. So highly recommend it. Now the last one, the final scanner, again comes in. See, I had to poke fun at Zoe, and then the final scanner that I was talking about last night on their website, because I want to get more info, is this one. And this one has over 50,000 things, and it talks about the default band. So you have all these business meters right here. I mean, this is everything: amateur, public services, TV bands, trunk federal government miscellaneous. This thing is the king of it. It just doesn't, as you notice, the SDS 100, 200 is not available on their website. So I think they're sold out or discontinued. But this one's a database scanner, and it looks like it's probably a damn good money. And so it doesn't show what's available with it, what comes in the box. I don't know. Nope, doesn't show. So anyways, what this says, you get your power plug, you get everything you need to run your scanner right here, and it looks pretty good. So anyways, let's just go through the comments real quick. Good morning, Rita. Good morning. Hopefully you're having your first coffee. Let's just do this. Good first cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm doing the same. Good morning. Yeah, I got my coffee right here, but mine's like the 3rd cup of coffee. So, then you have your Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. I may have to start recording. I have to start recording myself singing all this fun shit too. Cool. Prepper sales, got it. Right here, so Zoe says, ha ha, he, ha ha, Christmas tree. Getting soft. I need to do crunching. I didn't have dinner last night. I mean, I stayed up waiting for Zoe, right, everyone? Zoe says what's new. I stayed up waiting for Zoe last night. She never messaged me. So I put in A Christmas Story Christmas. Great movie. My dad, literally, what a fucking Grinch, okay? I'm going to talk about him for a minute for you preppers out there. He literally thinks everyone's a douchebag prepping. He'd rather die and go hungry than, he even asked his boss, who's a prepper, do you think prepping's right? And he's like, oh, yeah, if you want to survive. Just sent you Jingle Bell Rock. I know about 3 words. Cool. I'll have to listen to it. Everyone was on last night. So many people. Yeah, Fanny was. Pee-wee was on. Well, I asked Higgins privately in an email. He's being polite right now. He ain't badgering me, Zoe. And, I asked him what he thought of Pee-wee's dream intermits. She didn't say anything about Aaron shacked up with you. She was like, he's telling you it's going to be a long time. What do you make of it? I mean, literally, I mean, Dad said as long as the government keeps bailing out people, they're going to basically, not worrying about the economy. And to me, I just don't know what to make of any of it. I mean, literally, I was telling, hold on. So, anyways, Higgins is complaining this morning because he's got a CAT scan coming up today, and yet he's got like 4+ inches of snow right now. It's supposed to get like 16. So he's like complaining that there's too much snow. Currently, it is 37 and sunny here. So my heater's on. Prepper sales got it. Yes, prepper sales to a point, but I made the preppers list so people can literally see the preppers list, and I will update it once a month. I'm also going to add certain things. A lot of people have been asking me also, to do a standalone video on fly fishing rods, what to get. Depends on your thing. Like Mother Fanny said, the best way to say it is it's what you can afford. Now, for example, we talked about fly rods last night. I think Zoe disappeared when we talked about those, but Zoe probably thinks some idiot that pays. Is this the new fly rod? No, that's some stupid catalog. Yeah. So, anyway, Zoe and I were talking. I think Zoe disappeared last night. Anyways, last night I only had a block of cream cheese for dinner. So Zoe's like, "What's new?" Well, I'm trying to explain what's new. So last night I had a block of cream cheese, went to bed. So what's good? Well, I hope you got my joke. I'm still waiting for my ham radio, but since they won't train me, I might have to ask for an exchange out for a basic ham radio from Zoe to that's new, to a better scanner. See, that will work. That's the ticket, as my husband would say. Come on, I have to throw that out there for fun. Zoe knows I'm just joking around. If she did the ham radio thing, she already knows I love her for the rest of my life anyway. So, point is it's just a little joke throwing around. But point is, a lot of people have asked, well, what's the difference between trunking and non-trunking and everything else? I'll get to a video with that, and then people sit there and tell me, well, what do you do for fly fishing? Well, it depends. It's how much you want to pay. Every rod's going to be lighter than bamboo or fiberglass. That it just depends on how much money you want to spend. I mean, literally, if you're in an area for fly fishing, take it. If you're not in an area, don't worry about it. I mean, literally. So last night, I'll tell you what's new. So Dad gets on me about he's not in the mood for Christmas movies. I mean, what's keeping me going right now is the warm, heartfelt thing that Christmas is around the corner. Glorious, wonderful Christmas, where the whole adult and kid year revolves around Christmas. And so, no, well, we're talking about preppers, but with the preppers tool, like I said, there's the fishing rod that I have to address for some of you people. There's the other thing that I have to address. And then there's the other thing, the fly fishing rods, yeah. So another new thing is, I told Dad last night. I called the county DCR. They were supposed to call me. I don't remember the lady's name. She decided not to call me back, or him. So I think they're trying to basically deal with Chloe the best way possible, which is no drama this morning, by the way, for Zoe, which is ignore me. So I'm not going to cause drama this morning, but the point I'm making is they turned around and they're literally on ignore mode. I mean, literally, I can't believe how ignore mode it is, I mean, literally, last night Chloe was kind of upset. She wanted to see what they had to say, and they never called. She's like, it's like, dude, I've told them everything that happened with Chloe's latest meltdown over pickles. No drama this morning. And just to make the story interesting, the mental health system's fucking broken. No offense, all right? I did do my administrative duties while my coffee was brewing this morning. I sent out like 5 or 6 emails. Probably won't get back to half of them. One got back to me right away saying certain items are discontinued. They're not making another version of it. And then I offered to review for Midland. Of course, Midland was, yeah, I might go for a walk depending on things. I've checked the weather too, but yeah, usually sometimes I have been going off and on in the evening. I've been taking Moppy out, so I go out in the evening before bed. Currently snowing in Michigan, and where I live it is 39. So Chicago is 27. There's actually a weather warning for Chicago. I got to check the weather warning. Currently, for my forecast, apparently it's supposed to be sunny till like the 2nd of October, or I mean December, sorry. So last time I checked, it's supposed to be sunny, no snow. All right, so we're supposed to have um, partly cloudy tomorrow and sunny, and then cloudy and cloudy, and then on Tuesday it's going to rain, Wednesday it's cloudy, Thursday it's going to rain. So apparently, all the way to Friday the 2nd, it's going to be raining, but no snow. Ohio, my dad's town, is supposed to get snow this weekend. All right, that's going and back to rain. And then I got to look at Chicago, winter storm watch plus 4 more. Oh, cool. Let's see. Okay, so Ashtabula County, Cuyahoga Lake, Geauga, and so forth. Special weather statement, gale, small craft warning. So he's supposed to get, so what's the Chicago warning? I know. Yeah, the weather outside is frightful, but it's so, so delightful. Okay, so you have 5-foot waves possible, small craft advisory in Chicago, 10-day forecast for Chicago. Cloudy, 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 no snow. That's good. And then Michigan's got nothing but snow coming. So thank God it's out there. Higgins is like, it's going to snow today and tomorrow and then more snow soon. Yeah, well, enjoy your snowstorms. You guys can have your snowstorms. Here, we have no weather warnings, nothing. So, going for, yes, good to get the fresh air. I do it at night before bed because Chloe's, getting out for a few hours. Yeah, that's great. Good to get that fresh air. I will be getting out in a few hours. Send me the tree changing photos. Trees are already changed. Besides that, we live in a pine tree country, so the pine trees don't drop their pine needles just because it's winter time or fall time. They don't drop at all. So, and I'm, you're always, the wife's always pestering me for pictures of me on a walk. Why am I being pestered for walkies? I did see Teddy's stocking. Looks really good. So I don't know what happened with the bread. Send me those tree hugging photos. Let it snow? Yeah, let it snow for you. I ain't gonna enjoy it. Cold as fuck. 2020. Well, it's better than you than me. I got sun today. So no snow and shine. We'll be bundling up for a walk later. That's why I told you to spend the $50 so we buy yourself one of these. These coats alone will keep you warm. This thing will keep you more warmer than a beanie hat. Oh, and if you get matching gloves and a scarf like I have, keeps you more. Yeah, well, I like snow, but at the same time, the thing is, where I live, we don't get much, so it's a blessing by itself. Come on. I don't really want to take photos. I mean, literally, this little tablet device is always running out of batteries, so. Red coat? Yeah, come on. I mean, literally, I just take a walk because, I have to get him to the bathroom. I really don't like being outside because to me, I was in my rope the other day and I was like, oh shit. And it was like, what, 36 out yesterday or something? I was like, yeah. See, I told you, everyone, the wifey's going to nag me until I get a picture. I mean, my battery needs to charge anyways on this. Besides that, I'm one of those people. I was going to sit back and relax, and stay warm. I got macaroni salad for dinner. I got pot pies. What more do I need? I got my treadmill. I already ran this morning before coming on video. So I already went. Well, actually, I didn't jog. I did a brisk walk. It's like 2 miles in the morning, and then, yesterday I was so glued to YouTube. So I'm going to try to double up after YouTube time with Zoe's writing. I was gonna just jump on my treadmill again and hop on the shower, like I did this morning, and there is homework. Yes, it is. It's called a treadmill. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. All right, trying to send that to Zoe. Okay, I'm gonna send the picture to Zoe. That's nice. Hold on, I gotta look at that again. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that pic. Okay, cool. Zoe basically left a message. Hold on, I'm sending Zoe a pic. Sorry, Zoe, I'm gonna play this just to see. She'll get the joke. What did Zoe say this time? Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell. All right, I sent Zoe my pictures. It's called the Get Out of Jail Free card. There is homework, so warm, you better take a walkie poo. Come on. You sound like my cousin Dinky. She doesn't even message me anymore, because of that whole trike thing. She suggested I do research on a trike, so I went ahead and got a trike, right? For some of you guys wondering, let me show you guys something. See, what's that brand name again? I can't remember the name of it. Damn it, I always forget the name of it. Let me look. I'll have it soon. Oh. Is it this? I doubt it. Oh, yeah, here it is. Found it. So, all right. So let me just show you this, okay? For some of you out there, people sit there and say to me, All right. So it comes in 2 colors, right? With assembly and everything else. I'll just show you this, okay? So, the problem I have, okay, and I'll get to Zoe in a minute, is some of you preppers out there always asking about, my cousin Dinky and stuff. They're always talking about it. The trike, right? So I have this trike. So the guy that sold the trike, Chloe went down one day and bought herself I think it's called a taco mountain bike or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like $2,500, right? So Chloe goes and buys this bike, right? The guy said, "Oh, you're gonna use it. It's a great exercise, right?" So Chloe gets it, right? Buys the bike outright, buys the everything for it, goes home. It's part of a retro check. And she says, "I'm going to pick it up once they set it up." So the guy sets up. Chloe takes it for a spin, says, "I'll take it." It's like a hybrid mountain bike, street bike. So it does both. And she gets it home. And she's like, "Damn those hills." I said, "Well, you wanted it. Now you're a proud owner of a bike, right?" Well, then Chloe goes down like a week later. She says, "I'd like to get Rita some exercise." She tried to get them to do a motor, but he sits there and says, "Oh, yeah, this is great, right? Assembly and everything, right? Assembly and everything else, right? 2,500 out the door, right? He puts in 4 water cans, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Puts on the basket, right? The basket is so damn small. He says, "Oh, the basket's going to be great for Moppy." When you get the basket, it's small, right? You can't even put Moppy in the back. So then he turns around, right? This is the strike story. Then he turns around and he puts in $200 lock on it, and then he puts in a little, a light and all this other crap, and then he puts flag on it, and he says, "Oh, so what do you do, right?" So then he says to me, "Well, you do have a problem with Moppy, right?" And then he says, right? So then he turns around and he goes and says to Chloe, "Well, we have some ideas for you. It's just ideas, right?" So all of a sudden, he goes ahead and sells us a yellow $500 doggy trike. I mean, it wasn't 136. It was like a Burley, like the Burley, right? Burley dog trailer, Burley, right? All right, Burley. Let me see here. I had to look for the. All right. Can't we just get a search for the brand? Yeah. All right. So maybe this is what it is, right? Yeah. Something like this. I think it's something like this, right? They're sold out, right? Is this the one? It'll show. Nope. The bike trailer, something like that. It might have been this one. Anyways, right? The Burley 1-2 seat, maybe. I don't know. Oh, that's for kids. Okay. So basically, it's a Burley, right? He's like, "Oh yes, Burley's perfect," So it's like $500, and then it was like $100 for him to install it, right? Sold out, you know. Let me turn this off for a second. I want to check something real quick. I think it's orders in 2020. So I'm on 2020 orders, right? All my prepping orders are here. So, this Christmas, I don't remember what it is, but we have 17 pages of orders in 2020 for stimulus checks, and everything was for prepping. We literally prepped, so, it wasn't December. Anywho, I'm going to look for the brand real quick so you guys could see it, but, for story time, just to clear this up, right? So, Chloe goes, takes her bike out, while I'm talking, and decides to pick up this trailer. Literally, this trailer. They cost $500 plus they actually put in bulk shipping for it because you couldn't get away with it. Chloe was like, "Oh, the shipping is so expensive," and I was like, "Oh yeah, the shipping is expensive." So currently we're in page 6, I think it is, in July of 2020. So we bought it in 2020. I know that much. I also bought a lot of tights for myself that didn't even last. The tights were just useless. Look at all that coffee I lived, all those flavors. Is it steel top roaster? Yeah, I need to buy another roasting pan, I think. Let's see. Memory cards for my Switch. Got a couple of those because I use my Switch a lot. I want to get another Switch. So far, we're at June, so it might have been between April and June, I think, for the. Well, here it is. Here it is. All right, so here it is. So let me just show you this. So I got this right. It costed us $5.50 with delivery to the bike guy, and the bike guy turned around. Right, says out of stock. This here is what we got. $550 right there. So Chloe gets it and wheels it home up a hill, and she says, "Damn." She says, "Well, we'll figure out." So she's been asking for a motor for her bike and for my trike, and so the story goes, it was just that you can use it for groceries, but she hasn't made the motivation for the trike to go or the bike. Tomorrow's your chocolate date. Good for you. I'm one of those people that I don't. And then buy yourself a treadmill. I mean, get yourself a treadmill, Zoe. Chocolate date. Good for you. The readout from the treadmill. You're huh? I'm sorry, Zoe. You want to read out from the treadmill? It's going to cost you. You see, things cost money in this world, and I have to charge something. That's the ticket. Hot tub ready for spring. So it costs money for me to do a treadmill readout. Oh, email came in. See, I'm sidetracked now. Let's see what I got. Email. I got business email. Let's see. Higgins news. So Higgins is like, I just do the snowboard. Good for you, Higgins. When you finish walking on that every night, costs money. See, that's the ticket. You see, nothing. It takes time for me to print it out for you. See, it takes time. So it takes time. It takes money. Mommy, are you trying to make a living? Yes. I'm trying to earn some extra money from better scanners and prepping stuff and everything else. So, things cost money, Mm-hmm. See, I'm having fun this morning, I'm in a good mood. Yep. The bear is fine. Okay, the big bear is fine this morning. The big bear is actually happy. So Higgins keeps asking me how long. You know what, Higgins? I do a lot better than you. You sit on your couch and eat donuts. I mean, better cheddars. Mm-hmm. Hell, I only had cream cheese last night for dinner, so that tells you right then and there where I am. I refuse to get a fat ass this winter. Well, I'm not getting a fat ass. As a matter of fact, my stomach's been acting up so much, the doctors keep thinking it might be cancer related, but they won't freaking treat me. I'm too weird. Their religion's important to them. Blah, blah, blah. I'm still alive, so but this coffee's. Got up this morning like I usually do before I have my coffee. You don't want to run with coffee in you when you run a treadmill. It gets your heart really racing. I refuse. Yeah, suffer. I don't have to suffer, lady. Remember, it costs money. Money. As my husband would say, it costs money. Which reminds me, I need to check on my packages due, and I got a couple packages coming in for gifts. Apparently, family said check the tracking. So I'm like, okay. So I have the tracking in my thing, Let's see. Well, where is the package currently? It's a shipping detail for UPS. So it got into Illinois. So it's Hodgkins, Illinois. So it's about halfway across the country. One from Massachusetts. So from Hodgkins, it'll get all the way across country again. They had to send it by truck. Can you believe that? Truck. I rather freeze it off e-poo. So you must suffer too. Work it up. I don't want to suffer. I'm more comfortably playing my Elder Scrolls game. Mm-hmm. Do not talk about the exercise you can't do. Actually, I have a treadmill. Why do you think I don't leave my house? I don't want to get sick. And so the treadmill works fine. My family, of course, they want me to run that trike around the hill. But the the trike isn't designed to tow a trailer. So, they wanted me to tow a trailer. They also demanded the manager basically will have my trike locked up upstairs. Manager said you lock it up upstairs, someone will basically bolt cutters and steal the damn thing. So in the end, it sits there. Plus, I got to get the tires inflated again. The bike guy emails me once a year, asking me if I'm ready for my trike tune-up. I'm like, why? He charges $2,500 each plus $500, so $5,500, and yet we don't need a bike tune-up because it's been sitting in storage. The guy made the biggest killing on me and Chloe in 2020, So, what is Zoe saying this time? I already have my swimming suit. I don't, because I don't wear swimsuits that often. So that thing is not great. Get out of free jail card. Yeah, it is. No money. Yeah, well, even my cousin Dinky, is not going to see. You and I are mostly two peas in a pod, Zoe. But one of the things that Dinky knows is I pay her to make stockings and moppy clothes and my pants and everything else. She still owes me like 7 pairs of pants, a pair of shoes. Anyways, I should email her about that one of these days. Whenever she always promises me, and then she moved the text. The story goes, all right, I'm changing the subject now to a point that I'm running to the bathroom for a second. So the story goes, everyone, for exercise, right? I exercise, but it's not my it's my God-given right not to show anyone, that I need it. Dinky pesters me about the fucking treadmill. Zoe, of course, can to a point, but we're close friends, so she has a right to pester me on it. But Dinky, of course, doesn't even bother me. She won't bother me unless I ask her something. Then it takes 5 days to get back to me, right? So, Cousin Corey called me the other day and demanded I get on my trike. Why? Can't get it up and down the hill. Work it. Work the stress. Work it off. I'm sorry, but I can't carry groceries on it. The bike man sold me a trike that doesn't work. Then he offered to pay $50 for me to take it off my hands. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you $50 for it. Taking $50. $2,500 trike, I'll collect dust until that guy falls over dead. I ain't parting with it, because if I'm going to part with it, I better be getting at least $1,500 to $3,000 for it. And with bikes being really expensive, So, Dinky used to say, oh, I want a readout too. But the thing is, I ain't giving Dinky a readout because, frankly, to me, Dinky's ignoring me. Dinky half the time. And then Higgins emailed me just about it. How long does it take? Depends on the speed. Usually I use the lowest speed possible. And, I used to be able to run it at 5 miles, per hour. But I prefer a brisk walk at between 1 and 2 miles at a time, because it's a leisurely, and sometimes I go out to the coffee shop, or whatever, so it just depends. I mean, if I wasn't doing YouTube for you, all you preppers out there, I would have had more time to, do things, do more exercise out, but I don't trust going out because of the idiots. But I'm also not allowed to leave my house. So, and yes, I know, I was just throwing a joke out there. Damn, my leg's hurting for a second. I'll have to get up and stretch. You're incorrigible? Yes, I am incorrigible, but the worst incorrigible was Babe Ruth, if you didn't know. Not getting out of jail free. Yeah, well, yeah, I am, because the secret between me and Zoe is Zoe's always doing things, like disappearing, and writing, which is her job, and disappearing and going on dates, and stuff. I could disappear too for a week or two at times, but I always come back to you guys because you guys apparently need me on prepping. Of course, I don't think any of the preppers out there think I make a difference. I mean, I should be sitting out and doing my game right now. Actually, I should be snacking on something to eat because, frankly, it's I haven't eaten much. And I keep thinking about this macaroni salad, but I don't know. It just depends on my mood, Hold on a sec. Honestly, I'd like to spend a couple of 100 hours in my game and forget about YouTube, but I can't because there's people that rely on me. And the funny thing is, I don't know how many people truly rely on me. Yeah, well, Dinky said the same thing, and look what happened. She just doesn't even pay attention anymore. She's mostly interested in building a fence and using a $30,000 embroidery sewing machine, I think, to embroider. Thank God I'm helping pay down the bill, maybe. I just love that. I'm still waiting to see what your stockings come out. She's got the second one done, apparently. It was computerized. Last night she gave me a hint of Teddy. So we got Teddy's and we got Phelan's done. So she's got to finish. She's running behind schedule, literally. It's starting to make me wonder. I mean, it's the 18th of November. I mean, literally. I mean, an embroidery machine. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but, she's got 6 jumbo stockings to make. And she's already got number 2 done for Teddy. So she's still got Evans, Michelle, and Aiden to do. Who's the other person? Michelle, Evans, Teddy, Phelan, Cassie, and Aiden. So she's got Cassie, Evan, Michelle, and Aiden still to finish up. Literally, it's starting to panic me, Stop poking the duck. Yes, I'll poke the duck. Poke. Cancer? Too weird. No, that's what they thought. Doctor, my primary care thinks that, but my primary care is, I do. I run it right before bed, like I did last night. So when I climbed into bed last night, before climbing into bed last night, I run it in the morning and night. What do you think? I basically feel pretty damn good most mornings, except for sometimes I feel like crap, But thing is, I run morning and I run night. This morning I got up early and ran it, and took a quick shower, and then changed back into my clothes. I also fed him this morning too. Well, boom. And then I got on YouTube, so But I went to bed last night after doing it, showering, drying off completely, and then I made my bed up finally. And I hit the hay. I was sleeping like a baby. That's how I sleep sometimes. Pretty damn good, but still. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah, I'm worried about those stockings, Small things, Working out does not make cancer worse. You are healthier. Yeah, well, the doctor claims because of my tobacco use. You're beyond bad. Bad news, Bear. I might give it to you if you don't pester me for it. Dinky, of course, and Corey kept pestering. That's why I basically told them where to stick it to. I mean, literally, it's like, you know what upsets me the most people? I'll tell you the funniest part about my family is texting. They pester me. They tell me to spend hundreds of hours researching trikes. So when I finally go to the bike guy and I say, I want a Schwinn, he says, no, you can't move it up a hill. So then I talked to a Schwinn guy in East Town. Went out to East Town in summertime, mask on. He's like, yeah, hills are pretty bad. You don't want to trike at all. Or a bike, because he knows what the islands have. He said, if you get a smooth, flat surface, you're good. You get a hill like this, and then 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 like this. I mean, hell, just getting all the way up those hills and then taking a flat area until you go down a hill and then down a deeper hill to get to the beach. He's like, you're going to kill yourself. You'll be pedaling half hour, 45 minutes to get up a hill with the trike, even with the brakes on. So, Chloe decided, I'm going to get Rita a trike, right? So we did research on it again. Then the family's like, you got to use your trike. And then when they come over here, right, they ask how come I'm not using it. Well, when they come to visit, come out to my place because they want to see how I live here in the bunker. What do? Oh my God, the hill's this out. No wonder why you can't. Literally, if you have flat surface, you don't have any problem getting up those hills. And Chloe said just trying to tow that trailer was a bitch by itself, Working it out. Haha, very funny. Yoda says there's no try. Rita. Yoda, Rita. I am actually ordained with the Jedi Church, so I'm basically a Jedi Master. So you are the one that is not trying hard enough. Zoe, use the Force. You see, when you worry gives into the dark side. When you don't worry, you don't give into the dark side. Everything you worry about gives it to the dark side. So you, Zoe, are going towards the dark side if you keep focusing on men, writing, food, exercise, and everything else. You're giving it to the dark side. You must always basically meditate because you're going to the dark side. Rant? I'm not ranting. What the hell does baseball have to do with this? Baseball? Did I bring up baseball? Oh, yes. You said incorrigible. So if you read the history of Babe Ruth, he was incorrigible. He started smoking and smoking at like 6 years old, and he started drinking at 7. So his dad, Babe Ruth's biological dad, gave him up to the boys' school. So then when the Boston, was it the Boston or I don't remember what it was. Not the Braves, Boston maybe. Not the Brewers, not the White Sox, not the Cubs. Ah, crap. Anyways, one of the ball clubs decided to take him out at 18. They were going to keep him for his 21 because that's what the school does. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. The Red Sox? Yanks. He was from the Atlantic Braves, Yankees, and the Red Sox. I guess that's what it was then. Apparently, he was the Salt and the SWAT, The Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles adopted him. And then, when he was there trying to adopt him and parole him out to be a great because he kept getting baseball home runs, the history goes, they asked him what he was in there for, and the father said he's incorrigible. 6 minutes? That's not bad. You can go disappear in 6 minutes. Christmas music? Yeah, I'd like to listen to Christmas music too. You're pushing your luck, my dear. I might just disappear for 3 weeks. I got to do some shopping out and about anyway, so I might have to go to town. So I might disappear for a week. I got to go to town. I got to go look for fridge magnets. Certain somebody, that's all they want for Christmas, and I have no clue what else. They said no coffee, no chocolate, no, I don't know. But you know what? Yeah, I got some, 14, Shower, we'll go ahead and shower. Morning and night, no. Later, Gator. With her gone, I can basically get out of here, Dude, you're not welcome on my channel. So bye-bye, punk. Dude, quit fucking spamming it up, you son of a bitch. Block both your asses. And then I'm going to YouTube directly, and I'm going to my channel, and then I'm going to log off. See, I got to wait for a phone call this morning, so I figured I'd game for the rest of the day and then have light lunch, and then chicken verde. At least Mom's busy this morning. Yeah, well, guess what? I'm going to go into my YouTube channel, and I'm going to get rid of the bastard who fucking... Zoe's in the shower. She's like, I'm in the shower. That means I can disappear anyways. So, Prepper's list is done. Everyone, sorry for the delay. I need to get this done because I want, Yeah. Anyways, peeps, I'm out. I just want to say thank you for watching. So he said, you're bad excuses, Bear. Yes, I'm bad. Yes, I know. I'm lazy too at times, but I do my exercise. I just don't think I need to toot my own horn for it. You see, for you preppers out there, you don't need to toot your own horn, okay? You do what you do. I mean, look, I got enough stress already on me anyways with Chloe. I mean, literally, she doesn't want to earn anything. She thinks everything should be given to her, so... But since Zoe's gone, I'm going to go bye-bye because, frankly, I'm going to leave Zoe alone because, I'm getting, honestly, I want to get these videos done as fast as possible. Okay, here's my plan so I can leave. All right, I'll tell you what my idea is. Higgins keeps asking me privately what's on my mind. Truthfully, Higgins knows. I haven't called Higgins on the phone for a while. I should. He's got his CAT scan, but he's getting a lot of snow anyway. So here's the problem. I'm getting worn out with YouTube. I mean, literally, so Higgins says, oh, you're jealous people are making money. No, I'm getting tired of basically having no people listen to me about prepping. I mean, look, we're a prepping channel. We're not talking about exercise. I mean, hell, if we were exercise, it'd be a different story, But no, we're a prepping channel. Now we're changing over to an exercise channel, And Higgins always asks me, oh, how long? It doesn't matter. What matters is I do what I can, okay? I run on a treadmill because it's my God-given right to, but I don't need to toot my own horn. My doctor knows I do pretty well. Why do you think I'm still alive after 6 years? My hubby died of heart disease. I try doing my best every day. I mean, look, last night I ate a block of cream cheese. Higgins says, oh, that's bad for you. Yeah. Well, you tell me. That was all my meal yesterday. And when I emptied my bowels out today, I don't know how a whole thing of cream cheese can come out just in that many large squats, or turds, because I didn't eat anything unless it was the night before, which would be the, what was it I had the night before? Oh, those little sausage things. So my stomach's not digesting it properly. That's the thing. My stomach's having problems digesting now. That's something I need to let my doctor know because think of it. If I ate those little sausage things Wednesday night, right? Wednesday morning, I ate these sausage things, right? Wednesday morning, I ate these little sausage things by Jimmy Dean, right? That was it. These. Chloe ate those. I ate the other ones. And Chloe ate 20 of those. And then I take a dump. Then this morning I ate cream cheese. That means something's wrong. Okay, so I know what it was. I'm gonna game soon, but it was the chicken breast last night. That's right, I had the chicken breasts. You're when I shower, I'm going for going hands free. Yeah, okay. So listen to Christmas music. I'm going offline too. I got work to do. The reason I'm gonna be taking my time today, everyone, so Zoe doesn't sit there and nag me. Sounds like a wifey. Is I gotta wait for a phone call, so I'm gonna game while I wait for it. If the guy doesn't get back and get to me, I'm going to be royally pissed today. Literally, I might give him a ring around 4 p.m. and say, "What gives, you jackass?" Because I know I gotta have something to eat. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I need to take this. So tonight's plan is I'm gonna ponder the fly fishing things for you all, fly reels and fly. You guys want a bigger, comprehensive thing for prepping your scanners, so I better do that later. It will be really in the mood for that. Is there any coffee in here? Nope. So, with that said, everyone, I know I can poke fun with it. It's poke the duck day. Higgins is basically snowed in. He's going to probably have enough breathing problems. So, I'm going to game. I'm going to try to finish the Mages Guild. I'm also going to try to figure out how to fix this fucking chair before I fucking lose my noodles. The chair keeps fucking popping off again. I think Chloe's going to have to. You see, the secret to these chairs is you need to fucking clean this, see? And then you look in it, right? And if the hair is not the problem, then it's the fucking wheels failing. All right, peeps. I guess I'm going to leave you guys to it for a while. I got work to do on my game, waiting for a phone call. I will keep you guys informed, but anyways, I will look at and think about the scanners and go from there. Yeah. So, anywho, with that said, I might go to the fifth floor and ask a question, the radio from. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that now before I go, just because I. All right, so my question's been asked. Okay. Anyways, that's it, everyone. I better get going. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. So some fun for the family, including your dogs, cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up, subscribe button, and leave the comments nice as all we ask. And stay tuned for another prepping video here on Harry Sky Rita Lee's channel. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.